Okay, how about that? Does that show the temperature
Temperature? What temperature?
outside? Where would it?
No, it's not. It's no relation.
No relation.
None at all.
Just some numbers.
Yeah, no, it's too long to explain, especially when I've already hit record. But yes, welcome to episode 37 of While I'm Not Recording This. And it's us two today.
Yeah.
Bit of chaos because we're trying to improve things, but
Yeah.
we had
New swanky mics that look so swanky but
but
do not work. Or we haven't figured out how they work.
yeah. But now I think we've made a big deal about it. That the prime could have been expecting big ass mics, but no relation. But actually, quick one. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. I mean, just walk in, dust off your shoes. So yeah, it's, welcome. But yes, how are we today?
Yeah, good. Got a couple of little patches of dry skin. Other than that,
Oh, that's winter. Winter, is that a
we've been
winter
in winter
thing?
for a while though.
Yeah, no, but is it a regular occurrence or is it a one-off?
This is new.
Oh,
Yeah, this is a new thing.
Fair dues.
I started eating meat.
Can I just ask you about that? But yes, how's your meat eating habits? How often do you eat meat? Let's start there. Since you started,
Since I've started, which was 3 weeks ago,
give or take.
give or take 3 weeks ago, I have had like 4 meals that have not contained meat.
Really? Is that just breakfast?
I don't eat breakfast. So
Okay,
do you know what I mean? So no,
Okay.
not breakfast. But yeah, very few meals that don't have meat in them because I'm just trying all of the things.
Wait,
No.
are you eating like the likes of swine?
No.
Pardon my language. But
No, interesting. No, can't bring myself to pork take in.
that was borderline in reach, but we're like I ignore it.
Yeah.
Like that's a good.
Can't bring myself to do pork.
Yeah. Speaking of that, sorry, I'm gonna take you on a tangent. Not that you asked how I was. What's up?
Should I close this door?
It's fine. Okay, I'll do it.
I'll just.
You brought it up. It's my humble abode. Should you call that a tea break?
Yeah.
I'm gonna. As we proceed. No, there was no tea break. We were closing doors. It's a bit nippy and a bit windy. But yes, as you were saying, as I was saying, since you didn't ask how my day was, but my day was quite eventful in the sense of, coming back to your pork eating, at work we're going to do like breakfast at some point.
Who's
Right.
going to do breakfast at some
At
point?
work, corporate stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, company-wide.
Yeah.
And then,
A family breakfast.
if you want to call it that, yeah.
I don't. They
whatever.
do. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, looking at the menu, I don't see anything for me. And everything is just like, well, you know the
Sausage
area.
farms, bacon butty.
Exactly. So you know, well, you don't know where this is going. But yeah, bacon obviously discussed pork. But so there's this thing called black pudding.
You know what that is, right?
It's never something that kind of like piqued my interest of sort. But today I asked, so like, what are the ingredients in there?
What a terrible question to ask.
Yeah.
What is it, a bit of turkey?
So I found out
Yeah.
after that it's
How did that make you feel, finding out it was just a bulk of congealed blood?
it made me
Basically a scab with oats. Oh, did you eat it? Just checking.
No, I didn't eat it. But how did it make me feel? It's quite popular, of which maybe borderline desensitized to it, but at the same time, the knowledge of the ingredients just don't necessarily sit right with me. And I just found myself thinking, humans are a very interesting species. Quite interesting in like what's up?
Oh, no, carry on.
Oh, carry on. Oh, yeah. Quite interesting because of the things that we eat. It's yeah.
Without really thinking about what that thing is.
Yeah.
Because black pudding has never made sense. But then again, sausage, I don't know if it still is. Maybe it still is, but like the casing of it is the intestine of the thing itself,
well,
isn't it?
in some cases, well, here's the thing, wait. This is where my hypocrisy comes into play. Because if it's a different species other than pork, then my curiosity would be piqued, but not black pudding wise, just meat wise.
Because that's the blood, and you don't think the blood is the...
It's just like, fair enough. But before I start offending people, because I don't really, what you eat don't make me shit. Sorry, Mom, I know you're still chilling. Appreciate it. But yeah, also that's another one. Sorry, just to bring up Mom, no relation. Well, I'm related to my
old
mom.
relation, but yeah.
Yes, but it's also maybe the fact that my mom is vegetarian, and as long as I've existed, I've known my mom to be vegetarian. So it's not something that I kind of explore, even brain chemistry wise. Like, I wonder what it's. So that's why I'm thinking.
It's ingrained in you, or ingrains in you. I don't know what's going on with me today. I'm sorry. I'm just trying all these puns, grains, veggies. To not be that curious about about meats and such. Whereas right now, I am. Let's just go past it. Move past it. I'm highly curious of the meats because this came from arguably nowhere.
Yeah.
This
It was
this
random when
desire
you brought it
to
up.
consume some.
Yeah. Do you have a preference so far?
I don't like lamb. I don't think it's very nice. I tried it twice.
Okay.
I don't think it's very nice.
Did you try it twice the same way?
No.
Okay.
Twice in different ways. I'm not keen.
What was the 2 ways? Because it's only twice, so it's a short list.
Lamb shank.
I'm not a foodie, but like,
How
did it die? Did it die off a shank?
It died. Sorry. Oh, I can't even, because mine were just as bad. There was just this plate of lamb shank, and it was just like staring at me, and I was looking down the barrel of the marrow. It was on the
bone marrow is meant to be good for you.
I heard this too, but like, I'm fairly new to this game. So looking at that was like, whoa.
I've been here for a long time, but I never really.
So I'm not that keen on trying that. So that wasn't very nice. Favorite right now is beef, because I started with the beef patty. So I broke years and years and years of vegetarianism. Yeah. Like over 15 years of vegetarianism with a beef and cheese Jamaican patty.
Homemade.
I
mean, that's all.
By Pallet Bakery.
I ain't gonna say nothing else, as you were. Okay.
And it was amazing. I've never been so full.
Okay. So yeah, on breakfast day, I'm probably gonna have a fruit salad at work because I don't.
Oh, it's not happened yet.
No. It was getting planned, and this is me inquiring as to
what are we having? What types of porridge are we having? Yeah, no.
Don't really do porridge. I don't.
It's quite surprising for you. I don't know why.
Really?
It's quite surprising. You don't do porridge?
No, I can't remember last time I had porridge.
Because it goes so well with fruit. You know
well, I may have granola, but I need to have a calling for it.
Do you eat breakfast?
Not really. I just eat fruit, so that's why the fruit salad made sense. And every time I show up to work, it's like I just have a fruit salad anyway. So yeah, that's why we're gonna have so pork.
You're gonna fight for your life
so
at this breakfast. Sorry, go on.
Why? What do you mean?
It's just gonna be pork. English people just eat pork for breakfast and bread.
Yeah, and that's okay. And to be fair, other cultures eat pork too. So it's not like I wouldn't just like sort of put people in this bracket, but I guess
no. But you are going to you are going to a breakfast that's happening in England.
And to be fair, it's called a full English breakfast. That's a fair point. But no, like, I just thought like as humans we are so interesting, and we're so different, and it's quite cool at the same time, and at the same time kind of comforting in a weird way.
Say more.
In the sense of. I'll continue my weird self. It's a weird sort of confirmation bias. If that makes sense.
What is?
Seeing other people, not that you're judging them, but it's like they're exercising being themselves. And like now I'm taking it out of the corporate realm. It's like, certain people eat this, certain people do this, certain people do that. So it's quite comforting in the sense. So now when I bring it to self as to where does it apply, it's like, you know what? It's quite comforting in my, like, even if someone may deem what I do weird or whatever, it's like, no, to be fair, there's a lot of us weird out here. Actually, almost all of us, to be fair. So it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's social norms and stuff like that, but anything that kind of, anything, if you sit within social norms, whatever they are to you, and then you branch out a little bit and you may do a weird thing. I don't know what we deem that as, though. That could be so many different things, but that's what makes humans interesting. That's what makes humans like relatable.
And it's also weirdly one of the reasons we have these conversations, because we come at different perspectives. So that's like the minute detail of it. But in the grand scheme of things, it is quite interesting. Anyways, that was a very heavy start. It started with food.
Drifted like, yes, we are straight out.
Because now, we could expound on it since you mentioned it. Do you still fast?
Not for a very long time. Okay. Not for a very long time. However, my response to that will be, I find winter really weird and really quite tough and quite hard of a season.
Your skin's saying so. Sorry.
My skin is screaming.
I can't even see it, but I just...
she's screaming, honestly. Yeah. But I find winter quite hard because it's so... I feel like I would be hibernating. I feel like I would just be not doing anything. I wouldn't be doing the same routine that I'm doing in summer. I wouldn't have the same routine all over like the entire year. It would totally change in winter.
I try to freak it by moving the time a little bit. But it's like, did you really change much?
I didn't change anything. Now I'm just waking up in the dark and going home in the dark. What are we talking about?
Yeah, you didn't make the day short, or you just shifted it.
We just shifted this way. So have I been fasting? No, but I've lost a lot of things from my routine. As soon as it gets cold, and this is probably the first year that I've noticed.
I thought that's going to be something philosophical, like.
Oh no!
Like, nah, just because it's cold.
It's just cold. It's just cold. But like the coldness and the darkness and the change of weather and the change of season, all of that in one. It's just like this is the first year that I've just been like, whoa, I am all over the place. Not even in a bad way. Like not even in a bad way. Just I've noticed it, kind of way where it's like, oh, this has been dropped and that's been dropped. I'm like, no shit. I would be resting. I would just be resting.
If it was up to you.
If it was up to me, I would be resting and making artwork and just resting and drawing and designing. But instead, I'm doing.
It is indoor weather, whereby you just
indoors.
Like sit in and geek out type of thing. I hear that.
And you just rest and you gather all the things that you might need because you ain't going outside.
Yeah.
We're not doing food shops. We'll gather our resources here, and here, and we just survive the winter.
That's
Have you still been fasting?
Yeah, I'm actually like sort of borderline gassed with myself.
Nice.
Coming to think like, oh snap, it's maybe week 50, 51. Because there's what, 54 weeks, isn't it?
52.
52. Yeah. Okay, so 49. Yeah, give or take. So I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That said, I did miss 1 week. But I was mid-traveling and I didn't know what day it was. Yeah. Like you know, you take a bite and it's just, damn. Like, like why? And to be fair, I started giving off anyway. Because, I hate, don't mean to make it sound dramatic, but essay for summer, sick, even food there is quite affordable, especially if you come from this side of the world with that privilege. On the way back, decided to get food at the airport. I knew it. I just thought, you know what, let me just grab something. I'm going to be here for about an hour or 2 hours, like connecting flight. Like, I might as well just like grab something. And it was a Tuesday.
Of course.
So I went and got it. It was like £8 something. I was so mad because in my head I started like changing currencies, and I was converting currencies. I'm like, no.
Yeah, £8 burgers.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what?
Is that standard these days though?
I don't know. I
suppose you are the wrong person to be asking this question to, isn't it?
Like the food conversations just.
That's the standard. Is that standard?
Where though? Because I feel like if you're in the airport, maybe. that's a standard. But as soon as you get out,
I mean,
then
it is literally like, what do they call it when you're on the sea and it's lawless?
yeah,
Maritime law.
I'm not sure, but yeah, no, it's a wild
That,
west.
well, we need a name for
Wild
the
West.
airport as well.
Oh yeah,
All
oof.
bets are off. You want a deck of playing cards? It'll be £4.90, please.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. No, it's just
Oh, you
long.
want to charge your phone? Yeah, that'll be £2 an hour. Thank you.
It's just long, and then I just remember like, oh, are you gonna eat in? Like, wait, is it gonna?
It's
No,
gonna
because
impact.
yeah, is it gonna increase the charge? Yeah, I'm probably gonna sound like someone who doesn't like spending money within reason. And then it was like, yeah, it adds more. I'm like, I'm already in a building. Like,
Just put
beep you
just
mean?
put the burger inside my mouth, and do you know what I
Like,
mean?
I'll just, dude, I'm just gonna eat in the coat. Don't worry about it. Gates down that way anyway. I'm cool. Anyways, yeah. So that was the day that I didn't fast, and I ended up being mad anyway on that day. So like maybe I shouldn't have just thought food,
Yeah.
but I was just all over the place. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a good
Even
fast.
during Ramadan and things like that, though, when they're fasting, like so yeah,
Yeah.
during Ramadan, if you're traveling,
Yeah,
the fast is paused.
intentionally,
Intentionally.
or like okay.
You can choose to pause
To
it
be
whilst
fair, it
you're
would be
traveling.
awkward just passing out at the airport.
Because,
Not that I pass out.
because you're in doing so many
Yeah,
other
you
things.
so like
really,
energy-wise, you're charged up, and
depending on which kind of like line of thinking you want to follow here, you
Yeah, that-
eating whilst traveling really is like a
yeah, because even I guess time-wise, well, it depends how long you're there. Because if it's only like a flight to like Spain, come on, bro, just don't eat. Sorry,
come on, bro.
I'm sorry, I don't. Damn. Hey man, do what you
Yeah,
gotta do. Bro.
but travel is traveling, and it just changes something. Because you say you just go into Spain. Humans should not be traveling at the speed that we're traveling inside a plane anyway. So it's a big distance coverage. So yeah, you can eat. So you can call it 50.
Do you think in the guidelines the man up top is thinking, oh snap, he's traveling, I'll put that on pause.
What do you mean?
As in, if you're fasting and it's for religious reasons per se, do you then think the man up top is going to be like, I'm going to let it slide, you're traveling today?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say that, but I think there are other rules to it. I think you pick the
Who
day up
made
somewhere
that rule?
else.
That's what I mean.
I think you pick the day up elsewhere.
Okay.
I don't know what the case is. In fact, you know what? No, you don't. You just don't fast on that day. To each be their own.
But that's what I mean. Who decided, like, yo, you know what? We're going to make that a day off.
It's to the individual
Technically.
themselves, isn't it? Like each
Yeah, that's
individual
what I
will
mean.
decide
It's-
whether or
yeah.
not that's.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're
So you
going to
don't have
Spain,
to.
that's what I'm saying. If you're going to Spain, I'm not saying anything, but come on, bro.
I'm not saying anything, but I'm saying a lot.
It just imagine you driving somewhere and it's going to be a 3-hour drive. Are you going to then stop fasting because you're going to be, well, some say it's not safe to drive while hungry.
Again,
Fair enough.
maybe you wouldn't, but maybe other people would.
Right, I'm going to stop because I'm going to sound like a fasting snob. But then again, maybe.
Think stuff. They don't fast the way I'm fasting.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Maybe it's a newfound confidence, but at the same time, I could be
So you
funny.
should.
I could be functioning on fumes because we are recording and I've been fasting all day, and I don't like. And it's quite like, what time is it? 11. I haven't eaten all day, so maybe I'm just like,
Jittery.
yes, that could be it, because I don't like recording after I've just eaten. I feel like my brain just goes all over the place.
Yeah. Groggy.
I don't know.
Slower.
I'm not sure. It's just sort of, I can't stick with the thought. So it's like I'm short in blood in the brain for things to make sense because I'm trying to digest things. But we did housekeep. I wanted to recap on sorry. I'm going to say sorry right now as in like I mean it, because I apologize for interrupting the conversation at hand. But I sat with it. Remember our conversation on I say sorry a lot and you had your take on it. But I found myself sort of like thinking, I don't necessarily say sorry a lot. I say sorry when I'm joking because I can be quite stubborn with my own sort of motive. and I'm not apologetic about that on certain subjects. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to say that maybe that was the ego. It's like I don't say sorry, but I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I sat with it. I thought, no, I think I only say sorry if I don't really mean anything by it except for a joke. If that makes sense.
Because you don't want to offend someone.
Yeah.
Has that happened before?
Oh yeah, it happens quite a lot. Like I'll say something borderline out of line, and I'll just say sorry straight away. Like I acknowledge that. You know what? This is probably insensitive of me. Sorry about that, but that joke had to fly.
Yes, it's a different kind of sorry, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. It's because after I sat down, like the definition doesn't really.
But sorry
resonate.
is like saying sorry can be like a really big thing in British culture as well.
That's true.
Like people just, so that could also be like an inherited thing.
That's true.
Too, because people just say sorry for all sorts of stuff. Like you could walk into someone walking down the street, and that person you just
that's
hit
like
would say
common
sorry
courtesy.
to you.
Come on, just.
No. The person you walked into. Oh, sorry. Do you ever clock that before?
I don't really walk into people intentionally.
No. But like,
you don't start something, don't be
no.
nothing.
But like that's in that realm of things.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean though.
Yeah, the person who deserves the sorry, not deserves the sorry. The person who typically should have been sorry to, does the sorrying. It's just a part of British culture, and I think it's a case of being conflict averse. Don't want conflict.
Oh yeah, no.
Don't want conflict.
Actually, yeah, it's a good take. I'm not really keen for it.
I mean,
So-
who is? Who is?
The people who intentionally walk into people.
Yeah. Guilty.
Didn't say sorry. You started it.
Do you think people like conflict?
I think by default we don't like conflict. Reason being, if we're in a better mood or if we're in a headspace that we want to be in, we're less likely to start something. But as soon as our brains are elsewhere and blah, 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 that's when we may be sort of susceptible to conflict, because it's almost like borderline impatient with something, if that makes sense. It's like, this is just going to, like, now it's wasting your time, if that makes sense.
No. Just...
Okay. What I mean by it's just a waste of time, like, basically you're taking it out on someone else, whatever you were meant to be concentrating on, you're then going to take it on someone else. And that's because it's probably taking you out of that concentration. But that's a whole hypothesis I have in my head. Or maybe it's just a bruised ego.
All you do is hypothesize.
Oh, yeah. And I could be so wrong, but I like people watching and thinking, you know what, that person walked into that person because they're in a hurry. So now they feel like they're entitled to get to where they're going faster. Now you're a hindrance.
This is, okay, so like that you say, this is where this fascinates people watch like either people are conflict averse or they love a conflict, is walkers and drivers.
Yeah.
Like walkers, it's like I don't want any conflict. You're walking past someone.
Because the person can touch you.
You put your head down, maybe you cross the street, or maybe, oh, sorry, hold the door open, sorry, Cars. Different
ball game. The entitlement goes up a level.
Because you're in your little bubble and you're protected a little bit. It's like keyboard warriors, isn't it?
Borderline.
So there's this ego that comes from nowhere. Everyone is deserving and entitled.
I have right of way.
I have right of way. Not letting people have junctions. Right now, with people going Christmas shopping.
Yeah, see, everyone is exactly, once again, time.
Everyone's journey is the most important journey on the road.
Exactly.
To them, is the most important journey.
So you better not waste my time. Yeah, humans are, like I said, humans are very interesting species. The things we do.
When we feel a little bit safe in comparison to the things we do, and we feel like we could be, we're in the wild.
Yeah.
They're two different characters, I think. So like I noticed this when I was driving the other day, and I just thought like, oh, I'm really gonna take my time with this, because I found myself almost like, I got irked by watching someone get really pissy in front of me, and I was like, oh, I'm not joining in the beef.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna drive like I would walk, which is with consideration and speed. So
Yeah. I'm the way I drive. Well, I feel like now you describe the way people drive, but music is a funny thing when I'm driving. But obviously, I always abide by the law. And then moving on swiftly. No, I'm joking. I just, yeah. But yeah, humans being interesting. Is there Airbnb etiquette?
Huh?
Do you clean when you leave an Airbnb?
Oh, of course you do.
Okay. Because
Random question. Yeah. Come on. Why did you?
why did I ask? Because I found myself cleaning, and then some little dude in the back of my head was like, "Wait, do people do this, or like did I not get the memo?" But then again, I thought, "Oh wait, should I have read something somewhere?" But anyways, it's cool. I cleaned up. So basically, checked out the Airbnb. It took me an hour. So when I was checking out, I had to get a code for the gate. So messaged them an hour late, and I thought to myself, "Wait, nah, they're not going to charge me extra. I was cleaning anyway." I thought, wait, am I meant to clean? And then that's where my brain just like went on that. So yeah, so I thought I'd ask, like, wait, do you clean an Airbnb when you leave? So
Yeah, 100%. If you're staying in someone else's house, this is someone's house, isn't it?
yeah,
It's a little bit different to a hotel, but even with a hotel, it's like I was still
I'll still
clean.
tidy up.
Common courtesy. I'm gonna tidy up. Cleaning is different, but I'm gonna tidy up
Oh no, I'm not
because
gonna,
I know that a hotel has like cleaners and things like that. However, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to make your day harder. Like I'm really not trying to make your day harder. So if I've spilt something, I'm gonna clean it up. I'm not just gonna
Yeah.
think that's someone else's job. With Airbnb, it's literally someone's house, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
A lot of the time. So it's like if I'm just a guest in your house.
yeah, you got to
I think it's less about you, less even about the nice.
Sorry, I lost the ball.
Less about the kick
No,
it back.
it's
Oh, I mucked it. It's less about the location that you're in and more about just the common courtesy that you have.
Yeah, okay. So it's not out of line or
Nah, did you get charged more for cleaning for an
No,
hour?
no, no.
Oh, I was
didn't.
going to
No,
say
no,
that
no,
would be
didn't.
wild.
Well, to be fair, I never checked. But like it's something that just crossed my mind. Like, wait a minute, am I even meant to be cleaning this month?
Yeah, definitely. If you read the small print, they do expect you to. However, some of them sneak stuff into the price where it's like they will charge you cleaning fee anyway. And if you're doing that, so like if you go to an Airbnb and you read the fine print, which I feel like you should read more. I feel like you should read the small print more. But sometimes inside the fee, it's like they're paying a cleaner.
Yeah.
Or they're paying someone to clean anyway, and that.
No, to be fair, someone
me.
like the cleaner was on the way when I like left. Like, oh yeah, the cleaner's on the way, so you can just leave the keys ABC. I'm like, what the? Alright, you got it easy. It's gonna be a chilled afternoon for you.
So why not?
Yeah, why not? But wait, I know I'm going different ways, but when you're doing your shopping, self-service or human?
Self-service.
Okay, I'm a human person. I'm still, because they're gonna put people out of jobs because of these things, and some people, it's probably how they interact with other humans. Explain yourself. I'm joking.
So okay, get it, totally get it.
But
if I'm gonna be really honest about it, I'm doing a food shop. I've got my headphones in. I got a little list on my phone. I'm gonna buy the things. I'm gonna go and scan the things myself, and I'm gonna leave. Depends on how many items I've got. Sometimes it's not for me, but I'm just trying to get. I'm just trying to get in. I'm trying to get out.
I still do it.
Especially depends on the shop too. If it's Aldi, ain't no way I'm going to be thrown things like I'm some sort of bowling alley and I'm the pins. Ain't no way. It's too fast.
Go.
And they have this like
Someone say efficient.
Swedish system. It's not though because the rules are not explained. The rules are not explained
No,
as well as they
never
should
were.
be.
And that's
because
what
the
I
system
say.
is you put all your stuff back into the basket and you take it to the ledge and you pack over there. And nobody does that.
No, everyone just empty into the...
Everyone just throws it into bags. And then the guy's like, oh yeah, that's going to be like £12.50 please, mate. And the person's like,
But you know, did you not think you
don't
put
like it.
yourself under the pressure?
Yeah, of course. It's social anxiety. I'm describing
okay.
social anxiety to you right now.
Okay, fair. Because I just take my time, and you can scan as fast as you'd like to. But if I decide, because sometimes I have multiple packs, like, oh, actually, I don't want to put that with that. It's gonna start rearranging.
In Aldi?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I take my time, and Yeah.
No.
And to be fair, I do somewhat like the sort of human interaction. Yeah, I don't mind it, and I'm here for it, to be honest.
And then I get your point about them, like, they're taking that job. I'm trying to spin my mindset a little bit with even things like AI and whatnot. Because I was of this line that, like, we shouldn't be using it, it's taking the jobs and taking all these human jobs and blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to make peace with it because it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It is not going anywhere at all.
Yeah, it's not. And it's
Here
probably
to stay
gonna,
and here to grow.
Yeah.
It can take the jobs that we don't need to be doing and open up other things that we do need to be doing.
I hear you.
And so that's what I'm quite excited by.
I hear you, but I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't say I'm against AI, but there's certain aspects that maybe I'm being a pain to someone, but like I said, I do enjoy the human interaction. And I think there is some sort of value in that. Like, yes, even if I walk in with headphones, blah, 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 I may take one out. And if the person, blah, 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 whatever mood they're in, I'm not going to be a dick of some sort during that interaction. And I think there's more to it. Yes, I hear AI is here to stay, and I'm not denying that. I mean, it's kind of everywhere. And am I slowing it down? I don't know. But at the same time, it's something that I enjoy. Do you know what I mean?
Then that's nice.
Yeah, it's like AI, yes, but at the same time, it's leaning more. Well, that's the thing. Now it's going to move on to conversation about capitalism and certain aspects. And this is where I just think, you know what, y'all could be using it for something else other than to cut down costs on humans. Like, I mean, I get it. Yes, you can argue that humans should learn other skills, but at the same time, this is more than just like selling something to someone. For some people, it actually, even that conversation just might make their day. You might find that they're going home, because it might as well just be lockdown again.
But that's the beauty of option, isn't it?
Yeah.
The beauty of things right now is that we're not at a point where everything has to just be done in one particular way. Like, you can have a choice of both. I was in London a few years ago, and in Angel, I think it was, and they have this Amazon shop. So you just walk in to the shop if you've got an Amazon account. You just walk in. Or did you have to tap something? I think I just walked in to the shop. I think you have to scan something on your phone. And then you just take from the shop and then you leave. No human, no bag, no receipt, no scanning anything, and then you just leave, and then it charges whatever card is linked to your Amazon account. Yeah. It just charges that, and it's just cameras that watch you all around the shop.
That's fair.
So I was like, I'm gonna try and like trick it. So I was like picking stuff up and then putting it back, and then moving it around, and then fiddling with the bag.
Whoever designed it, I'm sure they took that into consideration.
Oh man, crazy! And like for the whole rest of that day, I just could not figure out how I felt about that at all. Like, a part of me was just like, it's so wrong.
Yeah.
It's so wrong. But then why is it so wrong? Because it's so convenient. And it's so easy to use.
And
it's
like
almost
convenience.
Is it inclusive? Is it accessible? I don't know. But it was just an interesting one.
Yeah.
But at least right now we have the option.
Yeah, I feel like those smarts could have been used elsewhere. But actually, to be fair, I'm probably annoying like my local KFC because I refuse to use that thing, and I feel like every time they just laugh. Not him, like, because I go straight up to him. I stand there, they're busy at the backpack, and like, excuse me, can I make an order? And then I go something now.
Why do you do that?
Because I can.
Is it as simple as that?
No, and also it's like, no, we humans, remember? And as humans, we are sort of social creatures. And we also get inspired from interacting with each other. So let's not take that away.
Nice.
Otherwise, like what are we doing here? So I'm the person that walks up and like, and it's the only till, like at the KFC, it's the only till, and all the other ones are lower as well. Just like, yo, excuse me, Dude from the drive-through or something like, "Yeah, are you okay? You waiting for your order?" What's no. I need to make that order. Like, maybe I find a bit of joy in that, but even that interaction, it's like, no, like let's irk you a little bit. Let's make you human again. So yeah, I do enjoy that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was not on the notes, and it wasn't. We started backwards because vegetarian supposed to be.
I know. I started talking about it, and then I looked down, and I was like, oh yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, the list. Yeah,
As is life. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you already seen it that your plants got kicked out.
I saw it.
Yeah, it was
So I had
infiltrated.
this house plant in my house, and it was like a gorgeous monstera cheese plant, and it just wouldn't cooperate at all. Like I did everything, bottom feeding, nutrients, new soil, new pot, self-watering pot, all the rooms in the house. It had lived in all the rooms in the house, and it was just, fuck that plant. So I brought it here to the jungle. Where is it now? Yeah. She did.
It got kicked out.
I felt really bitter about that plant because it thrived here for a bit. Didn't like that.
It was a good couple of months, but at some point, like it was
over a
just.
year.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a couple of months.
No.
No wonder it was taken over. No, it was taken over.
Yeah.
And did I tell you that I found its roots actually in another plant's thing? That's when that was the last straw. Like no way.
No.
Nope. That's it. You've had
No.
it.
Colonizer, get out.
Yeah, get out. Yeah.
Really?
So yeah, it's outside.
Okay. Yeah. I
And
saw
that-
it in the
yeah.
cold.
Yeah. If you survive winter, we might have a conversation in spring. But yeah, actually, another question for you. How have you found this year? Let's just quick summary.
Of the just of the
Yeah, just I mean, it's the last quarter.
Okay.
I mean,
You're
it's
asking if my
the last
memory
couple of
is
minutes.
my memory is not fantastic without a camera in front of me.
Fantastic.
Without like a little scroll through. But of this year that I remember, I wanted to read 3 books, and I did that. Like I set myself very achievable things at the start of the year that was like, it would be cool this year if I could do this. I wanted to read 3 books. I wanted to paint a mural by myself. I wanted to paint more in general. I wanted to smell nice constantly. Nailed it. And I want. And what's the other things? I think that was it. I wanted to read more murals. I wanted to smell nice all the time, and I wanted to paint more murals. And so when I think about the year, there's been so many like amazing moments, but like it feels like a very successful year. Like it feels like a really good year. I've met new people. I have lost other people, and like this like beautiful sphere of influence is just doing this thing where it's like, you know, when you're younger and it like moves constantly and it's moving, and then as you get older, it kind of moves slower and it gets tighter.
Yeah.
What was it like? I can almost hear it sounds like marbles in my head when I imagine this visual. But like magnets, when you spin 2 magnets together. But now the sphere feels like it's like something might pop off, but it feels like it's quite neat and tight, and it's and it's like, oh, this is quite cool. I feel like I've established, or I'm at the point of like really establishing my sphere of influence and like my wider family, which is lovely. Yeah, it's been a good year. It's been a year of feeling grateful.
Okay.
A constant question: did you give back enough during the year?
In terms of material.
It could be anything. I always think about that idea of just giving back.
Boom, me having this conversation is part of me giving back. Sorry.
Huh?
Me having conversations with randomers in shops is me giving back.
Oh, you're claiming my
I just-
resolution. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I gave you my time.
Yeah, they didn't want it. Like, yes.
Now you're gonna
doing
have
the
this time.
drive-through. Yeah, it's been a creative and full and juicy year.
Okay. Quite meatalicious too. Sorry, I don't know what that came.
Delicious.
I'm hungry. I ate.
It's so hungry. Like, what kinds of meat have you been eating? Lamb.
I ain't eating all
nice.
day.
It was seasoned with cumin. What about you? How can you tie a bow around the year?
An eventful one, a fun one.
How so?
How so? Adventures that I went on, I mean, including the projects I worked on, it was quite, it was a nice step. And yeah, it was, I mean, like I said, I'm already gassed, I'm starving, but I'm gassed that I've managed to fast all year. And that's one thing that I've been religiously consistent
Yeah,
with,
that's beautiful.
that's kind of in a tangible way. Because sometimes you gotta give yourself a pat in the back, like, oh snap, it's a year already? Like, wait, damn.
Is this
So,
the first time you've done this for a year straight?
yeah.
I feel like you'd never even mentioned it as well. Maybe that's the key to things.
Yeah, see, I didn't mention it until I think maybe it was around April when we had a conversation. And it's like, oh yeah, I was fasting today. And then that's when he decided to think,
Yeah.
yeah, so, yeah, because at first I didn't tell anyone. But then obviously, funny enough, at work, it just became, like I said, about humans being different in the office. That it did become quite a joke, I guess. It, in a nice way. I'm not saying
Yeah,
anyone's
yeah,
being
yeah.
harmful, but it's just like I said, certain things just make you lean into that more. And like now in hindsight, it's like, damn. I mean, I remember thinking to myself, do you know what? I'm gonna fast every Tuesday. Let's go.
What was the reaction when you talk about the work? I'm quite interested in that in the workplace with people who are clearly not doing the same thing as you.
Never really went into detail as to how they perceive it, but at the same time, I am aware that I'm seen as a little bit odd in almost every environment, not just in the office. So that's like, yeah,
Odd. Would you use that word?
yeah, I did say odd. Odd as in maybe not your typical. Odd, but by the way, I'm not saying odd with negative connotation. By the
No,
way.
no.
It's just a word that maybe that was a word that popped into my head. So yeah, yeah, that was. Yeah, I'm not offended by anything anyway, or that.
Yeah.
If anyone, like, I mean, you can make joke about me not eating. That's cool. As long as we don't necessarily talk about someone's appearance and that goes everywhere. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I know I fast. Is it? Do I do it for religious reasons? Depends on what day you ask me. Sometimes I'll tell you it's health reasons, depending on where my brain chemistry is on that day. Sometimes I'll tell you religious stuff if I'm in that realm. And sometimes I'll probably just say just because I can. So it depends what day you find me and you ask me that. But yeah, you asked me a question and I just feel like I just rambled on.
No, I asked you a question about the year and then I sidetracked you on.
So the year, grateful. Grateful anyway. So it's been a dope year. And coming back from vacation, which was months ago, the first couple of weeks, I needed to find my rhythm again. Like, I mean, which is weird because it's like, maybe I don't vacation well, in the sense of when I come back, my whole rhythm is off, that I need to readjust and find my feet again.
Yeah.
If that makes sense? So yeah, that's only maybe it's holiday blues. That's what some people call it.
Yeah.
But no, ultimately, well, that was just before the last quarter. So yeah, the last quarter has been dope. It's been fun. Dope projects, dope things that I embarked on. And yeah, I can't complain. Grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah, grateful. It's like, like once again, like throughout the whole year, my brain is just, snap. Over quite numerous things.
Yeah.
So, snap.
What do you want for next year? Like, what do you want? Is there anything that you kind of like gained from this year or you've done in this year that you want to carry into next year? Or is there anything you want to leave behind?
Leave behind.
Interesting that you stuck to that word. Is it interesting that you stuck with leave behind rather than carry on? Because it's clearly you must be giving thoughts of things you're going to leave behind.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, I'm struggling to find things I want to leave behind. Okay, I'm going to cheat here. I want to leave behind inconsistency and be consistent. And yeah, consistency. And leaving behind in terms of everything I do. So yeah, consistent with everything I do, and what that entails is essentially be consistent with the things that I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So if I enjoy something, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ham at
Mm-hmm.
it. So that's basically it.
Yeah.
Yeah, be consistent with the things that I enjoy. So that's what I'm taking forward and what I'm leaving behind, inconsistency.
Okay.
But one thing I've been terrible with is communication with people via a mobile telephonic device.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really terrible at that.
Mm-hmm.
And I started off really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was calling people and I was messaging people. But towards the end of the year, I stopped both. So that's, yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, once again, I want to prepare to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, no, I think I'm at peace with it.
Okay.
With how with my phone usage. I mean, I tried it. I mean, maybe doing all that led me to be inconsistent. I don't know. Like always trying to reply and always trying to do this. Who knows? But ultimately.
But do you not think this? So like I kind of get it when you talk about this being consistent and leaving behind inconsistencies. Poetically, I really like that.
Yeah.
But if you're like, okay, so moving forward and then in the new year, then I'm going to leave inconsistencies behind and be consistent. As soon as you kind of drop any element of that, it's inconsistent.
No.
So then
it's inconsistent to you.
Shift the mindset.
Wait.
I'm talking about a mindset thing. So from my perspective,
yes,
you stop that. You stop being consistent and you become inconsistent. And then it's a case of like, okay, what do I do now? Like, where did that go wrong? What is it I need to fix? You kind of scramble. I don't like the scramble of trying to almost resolve and get the thing back on track, because really, maybe you're supposed to go like this, and maybe you're supposed to go like this, and
100% agree. No, 100%.
Look at the waves and the tides and all that kind of stuff.
I 100% agree with you on that, but at the same time, maybe it's maybe our perception of consistency, or maybe our understanding of consistency. So, like, what I mean by that is essentially, what I mean by consistency, it's almost like keeping my own word. Because a good sort of gauge, in hindsight, talking to old self, maybe self a year ago when it was pondering about fasting, things are going to go sideways, like I was at the airport, I found myself eating. Cool. That's fine. However, when I look at the bigger picture, have I been consistent? Because if I'm looking at at just the micro, it's going to look inconsistent. But if I actually now look at the full painting, is it actually consistent, if that makes sense? Because someone could say the heartbeat in a consistent way. However, if you just listen to 2 beats, it's not consistent. But when you actually listen to it for a whole minute, it's like, oh yeah, there is consistency. Do-do, do-do, do-do. But if you just listen to the do-do, it's like, nah, there's no consistency there. So that's what I mean about perception. And one thing that I don't do is feel bad about anything, subjectively. But like I said, feel bad about things that I do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how things panned out. Like I'm human after all. But at the same time, consistency looks different when you look at the full picture.
So it's striving for consistency.
Somewhat, because I can say, coming back to the fasting, someone's like, oh, do you fast consistently? Well, if you look at the first week of January, I don't fast consistently, do I? It's just like that one day. But after a month, is it consistent? Someone will be like, oh, right, you missed some days in there, or blah, blah, blah. But no, the intention is to do it once a week.
Yeah.
To me, after a month, that's when it's like, oh, you know what? There is a bit of consistency, or now it's a habit. After a while, it's like, oh, snap, you did that consistently.
Do you think you do too many things to be consistent with them all?
Once again, subjectivity.
Not for you.
No, for me, no. That's a very good question, because I do a lot of things, yes. And when you look at each individual thing, you might say it's not consistent, or it's not, or it is. It's up to you. However, as far as me, I haven't been consistent enough, which is what I'm trying to leave behind.
Do you think you're doing too many things to be consistent with them all? If you look at what's happening with the system, if you're saying you're seeing inconsistencies with certain things, is it because you're doing too many things?
No. It's because sometimes there's, so now this is kind of like the human sort of, well, my own spectrum. There's certain things that we go through depending on the day or depending on what the moon looks like or blah, 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 that kind of takes you out of certain things. And then,
What do you mean, like flows?
yes, so there's different flows within what I'm doing. So do I do too many things to be consistent with them? Yes and no. But what I'm talking about right now is the fact that when let me see, I'm trying to find a way to word it. Give me a second. I don't do too many things to be consistent with it, but my consistency is based on a daily basis. So when you look at each individual thing, like I said, that's why you're probably going to see inconsistencies. But I'm talking in terms of creativity and doing the things that make me feel good. So in between, I'm gonna be fluctuating or whatever, but I know what still makes me feel good. If that makes sense. So it's like get into that habit.
Yeah.
And that's maybe on a minuscule level, maybe that's that consistency to me, doing the things that I enjoy, rather than going through the human emotions, like I said about the moon, or sometimes you're dealing with, is this good enough? Am I good enough? Or is this ABC? Or like, as humans, sometimes you're questioning things like, why am I doing this? Or why does the sky look orange today? Or all those things. So there's a lot of variables, and I do acknowledge those.
Yeah.
But I would say I do too many things to be consistent, because we're talking different realms, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Shoot.
I would say I lack inconsistency because I do too many things.
Yeah.
And I love the idea that I don't do too many things and I can do all of them, and I can do all of those things. Can I do them all to the best I could possibly do them? No. And that is a constant, frustration, 100%. If I did fewer things, I could do those things amazingly well.
Then do that.
This is kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking about like consistency of things, I'm like, that would be amazing. But for me, as soon as I start playing that in my mind, of like, okay, how do you be more consistent with things? It's like you have to put things to one side. You have to stop doing things.
For me, it's keep my own word. If that makes sense. My consistency is keeping my own word.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean consistency. Keeping your own word and being consistent are two very different things. Very different things.
That's because we've split them up, if that makes sense.
Do you not think they come split up?
Yes and no.
They arrive to us as two separate things. Stick to your word is like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do that thing. And I'll do that thing even if it means I'm at the skin of my teeth, I'll do that thing. Is it consistent? Can it be consistent? Because consistent is also could be described as sustainable.
Yeah.
And so keeping your word and a thing that's sustainable are two different things.
Okay. I'm going to put it like this. I'm glad that I actually did fast all year. Did I keep my word in terms of the fasting? Yes.
Yeah.
Was I consistent with it?
Yeah. That's an example of where those two things aligned amazingly.
And
well.
that's
absolutely. There's an alignment, and the alignment is where you want to be. It's perfection.
So that's what I mean. So that's where, well, maybe English, or should I say language or communication, is because we might be saying similar things, but from different routes or from different ways anyway. Because like I said, as far as me, it's keeping my words like, okay, you know what? I want to do this, and I don't necessarily have to shout about it or anything. But if I know that I did ABC, it made me feel good.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm consistently doing it.
Yeah.
However, how you taking it in your brain, it sounds like it means narrowing things down and just focusing on this one thing.
And doing that thing as well as I know I can. Because this year has been a year of looking around and noticing so many cool things that are happening, but just not as well as they could be being done. And that doesn't mean they're bad. It means that they're not to the standard that I know that I could do those things at.
Yes,
because there are too many things in a state of flux. And then to try and even consider factoring rest into that is crazy because where? Because I've got things to do. There's always something to do. And I love the idea of there always being something to do. But like, even if I just took one of the things I was doing and just focused on one of the things, there would always be something to do with that thing. Always. And that's because it's like you're giving it way more percentage, a much higher percentile of yourself. And I find that quite exciting. I don't know if I'm capable of doing that.
Yeah.
Of being able to be like, okay, do you know what? This year is dedicated to these 3 things. That's what I'm going to do. Side missions, yes, but the focus is here. Because when you talk about consistency, but then you say you don't think you do too many things, that's where I can't comprehend it because I know how much you do. So I can't comprehend being consistent with that many things and also factoring in rest in that. The older we get, the more important rest becomes.
Told you humans are weird.
So when you said that, I was just like, wow, okay, cool.
But see, like, too many things, once again, to me is quite subjective. And I don't think I do. But or maybe, also, I guess it also comes down to how do we actually perceive what we do.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's just like when I was a youth, in terms of come home, do homework, go out football training, come back, do whatever homework I've left if I'm doing homework on that day, sleep, go to school the next day, got your PE kit, you do your normal day, finish school, get home, homework, football or basketball or whatever. Like that's, to me, like someone else will like, actually example, A-levels. A-levels, I did sciences, but I did them outside of college, if that makes sense.
No, what do you mean?
So I did certain subjects outside of school.
Why?
Because I wanted to do those subjects.
As extra?
Because I wanted to do them and I didn't do them in my school. However, I didn't want to be in college per se. It's very hard to explain if you're not.
So you had a sixth form school, but you went to a college to do. Why didn't you just move to the college?
Because you can't. It's very hard to explain. In Belfast, it's called TAC. So TAC is where you can do your, I almost said BMI, but that's
body mass index.
but that's, yeah. So I mean, if someone from Belfast knows what I'm talking about, please explain it better than I can. But obviously, I went sixth form, and then my school didn't do certain subjects, and those subjects were they did biology. They didn't do chemistry, and they didn't do. I want to say chemistry and physics. They did the other ones. I wanted to do them. So I enrolled into 4-night classes. And I did that as well as playing football because I was playing at a reasonable level. So all those things, but at the weekend, it's like, to someone else it sounds like a lot, but to me it's just what I do. So that's what I mean about the consistency, coming back to that. That's why I said it might mean something different to you. But to me, when I fully then look at the paintings, like, oh, you know what? I did use reds, blues, whatever colors, but I was consistent with my colors. And sweet. I like what it looks like at the end of the year.
I like that you've described it because it's even more interesting. So when you describe kind of like that routine, that was very similar to my routine.
Yeah.
So there was always like you come home, homework, there's a sport, there's training, then come back, finish off whatever you do, then sleep, then school, then training, then something else. So then in school I did extra GCSE because I wanted to do like PE.
Yeah.
But so I did that outside of like the realms of doing it. So I had to do like an extra subject on top of that. And then A-levels were kind of muck actually. But what was I doing? There's just something else that was happening. Whatever. So it was busy as well. Like there was a constant routine, and I like that you've kind of like gone back in time to look at where that may have come from because Like that's exactly why
Yeah.
we are both. That's why we're sat here right now, innit?
Maybe because this is extracurricular
It's an
activity.
extracurricular activity. Work
Yeah.
fast podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so this is where we're kind of going off on like different trials. It's like we're testing different theories
Yes,
right now.
you
which is
want to
quite
narrow
exciting.
down as far as me on
Yeah.
embrace it
So
because
you're
that's how I'm.
yeah. So you're trying to like cut the fat off what you already have. No,
No,
I'm
I'm
trying to cut the
embracing
fat
it.
off
You,
what I
like, you,
already
yeah,
have.
you're trying to do
Yeah.
that. I'm embracing it.
Yeah. So
It's
I'm
like, no,
trying
this
to.
is
I'm
what
just trying to
makes
see
me
what
me.
this looks like to
Yeah.
see how successful can one thing be if you put everything into it.
See, okay, you're talking. Yeah, okay.
I want to
hear that.
know. I want to know what happens if I just focus on this one thing here.
Yeah,
Because I feel like I do so many things, and I'm watching other people who just have their one thing, and they're
Yeah.
turning that one thing into something bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm like, oof.
my curious self
Mm.
is, like I said, maybe that's just my genetic makeup, but it's what I enjoy. It's what makes me feel good. So why not lean into it more?
Yeah.
Yes, maybe to someone else they'd probably say, no, if you did one thing, there's ABC. I'm not saying they're wrong, but that itch to be like, I want to do this right now.
Yeah.
Like, I hear you, but I just want to do this right now. I want, it's like, you know what it makes me think, or it makes me think of? It's kind of, well, it makes me respect Snoop even more. Because, yes, we're saying he's doing his side missions now. However, ultimately, to me, it looks like he's doing what he wants. And that's, I like that.
After focusing purely on one thing,
I agree with that.
and then having the ability and the freedom and the space to then be like, okay,
Now I can do
now what? Because now I have this baseline of just dopeness.
Yeah.
So now what? And I feel
Yeah,
like it's a really interesting experiment to do because we have the capacity to do so many things. And so there's like, if almost imagine like all of these, do you know when you put your hand on one of those balls that fire off sparks all over the place? Yeah, and then you put your hand on it and it all shoots to one spot. I want that. I want to just harness the power of the sun. Yeah. I want to do that for a year and see what happens for a year. Because I think it's quite, I've never done that. I've never given anything the right to just have been.
No, like, I wouldn't say I have either. But then, don't you think that is kind of gonna then move it from you exercising your existence to it becoming a chore?
No. Again, because we are people who just do so many things, we're going to turn that one thing into the potential of all that it actually is. And so there will never be a time where it's like you're just chilling. This is not all in the name of rest. This is all in the name of what is this and what can this thing be?
Yeah.
So we will constantly be moving, but it's all centered towards this one thing right here, or these two things right here. And it's all about those things. And so I want to know what the business does if I'm not like, oh, I need to do a bit of MA here. Oh shit, I need to record over here. Oh my God, the bakery's over here. Oh my God, I need to paint a mural over here. Oh my God, teaching and workshops and things like that over here. Oh my God, I want my own art school and that's over here. It's mucky and it's messy and there's like 9 other things I just missed off that tiny little list right there. And I don't want to do that, frantic chaos of things, because I've tried this year every single different type of form of organisation and it doesn't really work. It doesn't work because I want to do everything all right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that.
So I'm going to just try something new this year and then just see what happens.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, this is just for my brain. You're probably going to say it's a reach. So, weirdly, my phone's connected to Bluetooth and it's been playing music. Thankfully, it's not loud or whatever. The name of the song is Bonafide Hustler. I just thought it was funny in my brain. Neither here nor there. Yeah, neither here nor there. But this has been a nice conversation. It's I am quite curious about what it's going to look like on your side. But as far as me, it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's go be consistent. What makes me feel good anyway.
It's a social
and
experiment.
Let's see. Yeah, it's quite. Because here's the thing. I feel like based on this year, excuse me, based on this year, it made me lean into that more, if that makes sense. It's almost like, you know what, I could tighten the grip up with all the things that I'm doing. I know it sounds like a lot, but with the things that I'm doing, I could tighten it up. Like, I know you said something about, oh, maybe I misunderstood it earlier actually, because now since you've said more words about it, I think I understand what you meant. Because you said something about when you did something, it's like it could have been better in different circumstances, or if certain things were lined up a little bit differently. But see, yeah, maybe. But at the same time, probably not. So I'm not being a dick.
It might be better if you tighten things up. Probably would.
No. I just mean like your state of mind or your frame of mind at that particular time is what actually inspired that, and it arguably did become what the best it could be. But then that's only subjective. But then I'm not a person who regrets anything. Because, for example, it was a learning curve, the previous episode, the episode with Janine. I was so mad at myself because I didn't light it. Yes, granted, I was moving a lot on the day, but I didn't light it. I just set it up. The sun was beaming through the windows. Like, ooh, I really like this lighting. But guess what? Earth does Earth things. And the sun decided to sun me and hide behind the shade. Or behind the clouds. And next it's like, oh, snap. But I only seen the post.
Yeah.
But ultimately, did I do the best I could? Given the situation, I'm fine with it. I'm at peace with it.
Did you learn something?
Exactly. So as far as me, I'm good with that. It's
Yeah.
like, I know what, I always control the light, but on that day it just slipped my mind. But it's just a learning thing for me.
Yeah.
But even if I was focusing on this constantly, that people could have still happened.
Of course.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it is the best that I could, given that particular moment, given what I know and what I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's gonna be. I'll see you again here next year and find out how it was narrowing down. It's gonna be interesting, actually.
I think the check-ins will be quite interesting.
Yeah, the check-ins are gonna be exciting, but I don't know. I said it like that. Let's just move on to music.
Yeah.
So, that asked you a question in so-called pod prep the other day, which was maybe 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I said, album of the year. Before I jump onto album of the year, I mean, if you're new here, I'm sorry, things happen in the conversations. You asked me what my favorite movie is.
I did ask you what your favorite movie is, and you said, "Don't ask me now. We're gonna record." And I said, "Answer the question," and then you did, and we should have waited.
Yes. So I guess y'all are gonna know now. It is Book of Eli. What's yours? I thought that'd be a follow-up question, but then I thought, nah, don't preempt it. What's yours?
No, because I don't know like that. I don't really know what my favorite film is.
It took me a whole 5 minutes.
No, it didn't. It didn't. It took you like 12 seconds.
No, it didn't.
It did.
Was it?
Think about how long a silence would be if it was 5 minutes. It took you like 12 seconds. Book of Eli. That film is so good.
To be fair,
I'm gonna watch that film like tomorrow.
It's so good. And what was your take out of it?
And the Book of Eli.
Yeah.
I was blind to it.
Touche.
But like the whole way through, I think there's like a naivety that you don't even realise something about someone. You don't really know what was being searched for. I love something which is post-apocalyptic. I love a post-apocalyptic thing.
That's one of Denzel's best
That
performances.
a human can, man on fire though. But a way a human can dream up what happens next.
You're not going to be staying here.
What happens next with everything's gone like tits up with the world. What next? I love someone imagining the state of things and the things we bargained for. And I think there's like a scene with some KFC wipes in that film where he swaps some like wipes for something.
It's actually fair trade.
Yeah. And so there's
not
certain
the
elements
wipes
of that film I really love. Great film. I'm gonna watch that again.
I thought that movie was very teachable.
When did you first see it?
I Seen it. I feel like I seen it in the cinema if it did come on the cinema because I was very excited for it. Just because.
Years ago.
Years ago. And actually, I know for sure that very year, whoever I spoke to about movies, I told them that was the best movie that year. Or my movie of the year that year, many, many moons ago. But my take out of that movie is walk by faith, not by sight.
Yeah.
And for the instincts.
Simple does.
And yeah, instinct. Instinct is a fun one. I just said it now. I know we're meant to be talking about music, but then now we're in movies. But then I told you I seen an owl. I probably did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay. It's not as exciting. But I thought seeing an owl is very awesome, and I'll leave it there.
Okay,
If
albums
you know,
of the year.
Yes. That's
Albums
where we
of the year.
You're going to have to tell me your movie of the year at some point once you've crunched it down. But let's talk music. Because this is what we're here for, and this was meant to be the highlight of the conversation.
Even though it's been ousted by many other, as always, whatever.
Yeah.
Album of the year, I was toying between it, multiple albums, and I know it only came out recently, but it's Chromacopia, Tyler the Creator.
Okay. I haven't listened to it properly.
That's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. To each their own. That's okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's very
That
much okay.
album was dropped on a Tuesday, and I was listening to
Today's
something
Tuesday.
that Tyler said. Well, there's another synchronicity, but I was listening to Tyler speaking about why he dropped the album on a Tuesday, and he was like, most artists drop albums on a Friday, but I wanted to drop it like in the middle of the week, so that people can listen to it on the commute, because that's when music is supposed to be enjoyed. And he's talking about like the us as humans and how we've kind of changed how we take music in, and it's not just on Friday we're all gonna have a listening party, or we're all gonna do this. Like people listen to things when they're on the move, and I just thought like, oh my god, he's just connected to his audience. He understands his audience. This album felt like watching like a cousin growing into like a new person, or a brother growing into a new person. He's developed this brand over this time where every album comes with like a different character, and I love that. There are so many features on the album who sound better than, like, at their best. Sexy Red at the best. I never heard the sound so good, but like,
No,
yeah, I feel like that's what Tyler
Never
does
typed
a lot.
that down.
Is really brings out the potential of a lot of artists. The album was amazing.
Yeah, I think my take out of that album, it was Tyler's being himself and is comfortable in his own skin.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily forcing weird or being so-called weird, or the sort of, excuse me, the labels that have been attached to him. Because I feel like at times in the past, I could be wrong, and it is what it is, but it was like, is he playing along with, or is he playing the character that they labeled him? It's almost like, you know what, if I were me, I'd do something outrageous type of thing. In the sense of, right, like this album.
Or they
just
already
like,
think I'm weird, so I'm just going to lean into the weirdness.
Exactly. But I feel like on this album, he was actually like, you know what, this is me. I actually, I mean, this is me.
It's still super creative, and
without a
and
doubt,
it's
like,
still beautifully
creativity
odd.
was-
But there's like a maturity to it where now you're thinking about like just real stuff. Like he's talking about a lot of real stuff
Yeah.
and less fictional
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, album of the year.
Okay. No, that's
Branding around the album is so good.
that dude is just super creative. He's one of those.
Super creative.
Like one of those.
I think he dropped like an Instagram reel of just like loads of snippets of like the behind the scenes of making it. And it's just so nice to see like a real human, not in a booth filled with like a million people. He's just at home, making sounds and playing the piano and singing notes.
Yeah.
Oh, very dope. Very, very dope.
No, that's
Very
sick.
adult album.
And I like the Tuesday thing because you probably never, I don't know, you probably did, I don't know, but I always try to drop on a Tuesday, so it's just kind of a subconscious bias hearing you say about Tyler dropping on a Tuesday because of Avis. I'm like, yeah, I always try to drop on a Tuesday. That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll keep it lit.
Listen to the album. That's album of the year.
Okay. Like, so I struggled with, I know I asked you that question.
Did we both leave like, shit?
Yes. in my head, it sounded like, oh, you know
It's
what,
a great
year
question.
wrap up.
Bye.
Yeah, like if it dope year wrap up, but I don't think I've album of the year. Maybe I do McLaren.
Oh, come on,
And
he's been in your home
you
the
know what?
whole
The
year.
whole year. So I mean, but that's when I ended up. Like, wait, I don't even know when that album dropped, but I just like his music. So I'm
Artist of the year is probably a better question, isn't it?
yes. So that's what I kind of freaked it for myself to be
Oh, that's nice
after
of you.
asking you a question. But my artist of the year, I'll put McLaren Dope Boy up there,
Yeah.
and even just like seeing what he's doing, even on Instagram, because I guess we all stalkers now if you have Instagram of some sort, unless you don't look at other people's things. But yeah, and then I seen him recently in an advert with LeBron James. It was just one of those ones like, damn, okay, props.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't even know the keys. Here's me clapping, but no, it's like
That's
it's just
very
dope.
cool.
Yeah, it's just dope. It's on like yeah. So I put him up there and. A fellow South African dude, and shout out to Subs because he introduced me to him. And yeah, and do you have a standout track on Tyler's album?
There's a track called Judge Judy.
Judgy, okay,
Yeah. Or Hey Jane. Either one of those two.
okay.
Do you have one?
Memoirs in that album. That album, dude. What's the album called? Because you, like I said, you came all prepared.
No, I didn't because I was stuck between Dochi's
That's
and Alligator Bite Never Heals.
Yeah, you know what?
I only like half the album though.
That's what I was gonna say. But at the same time, if you look at her artistry, and as if yes, you may not like, you may like a couple of songs. From my perspective, it's not songs that I will go back and listen to over and over or anything like that. However, visually, that's where she had me.
This is why I almost don't think like an album that you just listen to suits her as a performer as much as other things.
Exactly.
I gasped audibly when I saw that her Tiny Desk NPR had dropped, and I still haven't watched it because it's like I'm watching a film. Like I want to just sit back and I want to just watch it with real space and real
snap!
time.
McLaren dropped an album. Sweet.
Sweet.
McLaren tapes. It's not my album of the year. You know what? Yeah, he's an artist of the year. Sorry, but my other artist of the year, I have to put in like J. Cole, to me, because I've loved his consistency. And you can argue this is where, even though I'm super gassed for Kendrick, and you can put him up there for me as artist of the year because what he did in hip hop. But ultimately, I feel like J. Cole was consistent with it. And I don't think many artists stepped to that level. Kendrick was there for the moment, and he holds a moment longer because his Kendrick is just an artist.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I thought J. Cole, yeah, he's my other artist of the year. And Doechii, that's an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to necessarily go into the music because, like I said, it's not, for me, they're not, don't have the replay value because they don't resonate like that.
Yeah, which is fair. And that's music.
However, visually, I'm inspired.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So I will put her up there as, you know what, she's on something. Actually, Schoolboy Q dropped a very good album as well. Weirdly enough, maybe this is me just making weird connections. Tyler's from the West, correct? Schoolboy Q's from the West. Schoolboy Q's album felt or gave me the same feeling as Tyler's in terms of this is the real you. This is, now I can see more into your brain, into the human. And then Kendrick gave me that on GNX. I feel like that was just Kendrick borderline venting, but at the same time, this was just Kendrick being himself. And also that album shows homage to all his influences somewhat. So, and also he's from the West Coast.
Did Lil Yachty's album come out this year? Is it from this year?
Is that the one with the J. Cole? I don't know. He's not.
Black Seminoles on it.
I don't know.
Because okay, another honourable mention is Lil Yachty. for that album. I only ever listened to little bits, bit mumbly, bit auto-tuney, and then this album dropped.
I feel like there was rumblings, actually. I feel like Prince and I had a conversation about it.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of a conversation I had with Prince about it. I just want to
Prince
know.
should be here to speak for himself.
I know. When was it? Oh, it was 2023. It was called Let's Start Here. I'm claiming it anyway. That album was like Lil Yachty kind of rebelling against every character that he told to be in music, and was like, this is the music I always wanted to make, and made this album, and the album was so good.
Interesting. So, okay. I don't know where he's from, but yeah, I just made a weird connection in my head that snap, all the West Coast dudes dropped albums that feel like themselves.
He's from the West as well.
Is he?
I don't know.
Oh.
We're big nice though, so I'm manifesting.
To be fair, be fair, the West did bring us Tylers and the Franks. Where's Frank?
Where is Frank?
Wait, are you putting it? Why we? You know, I'm not a regular EIE listener, but yeah, those were my honorable mentions. Well,
that's not a bad little mix there.
Yeah, so I've got McLaren, and then the obvious ones, because I also looked at my year wrapped up in terms of listening, because they make a playlist of these other songs to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to them. I'm like, I'm still not over certain albums.
Yeah, me too.
Certain songs are still lingering.
And there's a band called Men I Trust as well, and they have followed me all year.
Everywhere
They
you go.
make bangers, bangers after banger after bangers. I'm throwing them in there too.
Yeah,
This is just.
Yeah. But no, this is nice. I'm not sure if we'll record again this year. That's why I thought, let's just wrap up most of it on this episode.
We need to hibernate. We need to hibernate at this point.
Yeah, we need
Hibernation.
to hibernate. It's in my name.
I was like, middle name's Hyber.
No, first name Hyber.
Oh, that's his name. It's your legal name.
I mean, I hope they got it, because now they're probably thinking, what's going on? But yeah, hibernating is good, because I also get to add it.
Yeah.
See, that's me hibernating in my brain. To someone else, dude, relax, you're doing too much.
No, it is. That is. Like, if it feels like hibernation to you, then that's what that is.
Yeah.
I just want to sit and draw.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add?
Happy New Year, everyone.
Until it drops before Christmas. Because, Merry Christmas. Because I think...
but for those who celebrate merriest of Christmases, for those who don't, buckle up for the new year.
Merry seasons.
Seasons greetings. Happy holidays. What's the PC version? Happy all-inclusive holiday.
I'm blank, so we're gonna cut it here.
I'm black, so I'm gonna go.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And such. I don't know. This is weird. We've never gotten to this stage.
We've never had like a year sign off.
Yeah.
Seasons greetings, all the best.
Yeah.
From one family to another.
Actually, hope you all had a blessed year. I mean, we've been talking about ourselves, or you all been tracking us, but hope everyone had a good year.
Well, that's a really nice thing to say.
And hope everyone has a better one next year.
Nailed it.
But don't regret this year. Just, it's fine. Life happens. Peace, love, and wisdom. Until next time. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
I just messed it up.
That was a nice little roundup.